Instructional leadership, I think, is critical to all school leadership positions across our organisation because it's about relationships. It's about how we as leaders lead our teams successfully, but also distribute that leadership to empower others to be able to be the best leaders they can be also. So when we're implementing the Australian curriculum as an instructional leader, I need to know and understand what's occurring in my classrooms across my school to ensure that I know myself how to actually lead and do the pedagogy, teaching and learning elements appropriately.
For me, instructional leadership means walking the talk basically, having a whole school culture around leadership, having teachers having ownership about their learning and having students own their learning as well, and basically encouraging all parties to have a go.
Instructional leadership to me is recognising that the skills and knowledge are in the room. It's embedding processes, frameworks to help leverage those strengths in your staff. For me as an instructional leader, it's about working alongside those teachers, teacher aides, all your staff, and ultimately making sure the bulk of your conversations are around teaching and learning and improving student outcomes.
Instructional leadership for me is knowing and having the confidence in my middle leaders to be able to carry on the strategic agenda.
Instructional leadership to me is really largely around the decisions that you make in terms of leading a school community, the systems, the processes that you put in place, knowing and ensuring that they have an impact inside the classroom and that you're supporting your staff, your teaching staff, your non-teaching staff, your leadership team to do their best work to grow and improve and to develop a culture of loving learning and loving being together.
Instructional leadership for me means that principals in particular know exactly what it is that they're asking anybody in their school to do. They don't have to be the experts in the content, but they absolutely need to know the Australian curriculum and what they're asking of their teachers. Instructional leadership is also about being visible. So they need to be outside of their office, they need to be walking around the school so that people know that they know what's going on. Because to be in instructional leadership, you need line of sight. You need to know what you've asked is actually the thing that's being delivered. And so you need to be able to check on that.
To me, instructional leadership means, as a leader, never actually losing sight of what it was like to be a teacher in the classroom. So never losing that love of teaching, but now in the leadership role, enabling teachers and giving them the time and space to really become experts in their craft and be able to do the magic things they do in their classroom every day.
Well, instructional leadership is leading teaching, learning and student achievement in schools, and I think the most important thing is about helping teachers to be the best that they can be in the roles within the classrooms.
It's really about having a sense of vulnerability, being able to get in the classroom with teachers, working alongside, working collaboratively and together.
So instructional leadership in my role is my work with principals and their teams around how we bring out the best in others. So how do I play to their strengths? How do I identify that? How do I get voice from my team? How do I build their capability? Because it's the whole capability of the team lifting that will then get that lift for our students.
I'm a small school principal and I have 3 teaching staff. So I'm an instructional leader there, but I'm also leading a cluster of 14 schools and we collaborate very closely across our cluster. So working together and developing relationships between the schools is an important part of the instructional leadership.
I think as a school leader, you're really looking at how are you putting student learning as part of your strategic agenda. You're then looking at the capacity building of your staff to actually follow through on what that priority is asking for. And then you actually need to put the strategies in place where you as the leader are following through to see, is it making an impact in the classroom and is it making a difference for students, because that's ultimately what we're looking for.
Instructional leadership to me means a systemised approach in a school so that the things that we know will make the most difference, so parts of the moderation cycle, pre-moderation, academic case management, teachers collaborating together, is systemised into the school day so that it happens whether we get busy in our school day or not. It means school leaders being part of the collaboration and the discussions with teachers, being part of the learning.
One message I'd really like to get across to any leader is the trick is not to make it the only part of your day, it's just to make it the key part of your day. Whether you're a principal, a head of department, an ARD, you've got lots of things to do, but is it a key part of your day? is what you really got to focus on. So are you making a difference for kids in the end? And what proportion of your messaging is about instruction?